Greetings and welcome to the Jason Damico Show, because we changed the name. But you guys, we're filming this right now in what is this? December.
It's almost
18?
almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas.
Almost
jingle bells, baby.
Almost 2020.
Almost 2020.
Who knows what's gonna happen? It's gonna be exciting times. Exciting.
But I've got a very special guest, as always, because we always have special guests on the show. And this dude goes way back with me on various levels of booking and just stage work and playing at UNC.
I think I opened for you one time.
Really?
At Deep South, the bar.
Oh, really?
It was, I think, my freshman college band of Thieves and Fiends. We played an opening slot for you, and that was the first time we met.
You're right.
At Deep South. Shout outs, Deep South.
Under the name LSDJ, owner and hustler of AR Entertainment, please welcome Mr. Drew Ryan.
Gang, gang.
Yeah, what happened to your beanie, man?
The beanie I took off. I don't know.
Dude, that was like, I was digging that imagery.
Okay.
I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you.
This is more industry.
Yeah, dude. Like,
to be beanied out.
See, you just went from like
kind of
like
scrubby.
Life cereal poster child to you're the guy with the sketchy van in the back.
That's who I am.
And you've got multiple vans, which means you're legit.
Yeah.
Full of 18-inch subs.
Got it all.
Lasers, smoke, the whole bit. Now, let's start from the beginning stages.
Yeah, man.
Before we get into all that, because you've built a real empire based in the last couple of years from when we were grinding out in the UNC days. Playing
I know.
He's Not and all these venues, you know.
Yeah, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Yeah, I remember I used to have custom 12-inch speakers when I was first doing rigs for you. And my dad bought me a pair of... I bought the pair, but I asked him for the money.
Right.
Very bad passive seismic audio speakers. I was such a scrub, I didn't know what passive and active speakers were. So I got these huge stacks and they showed up. And I was like, where's the on switch? And that was my first deal with speakers. And like, I had a show with you like 2 weeks later.
And this was what, like 2013? 2013-ish?
Yeah, 2012, 2013.
Because I took a gap year between high school and college, and that was when I was doing like 150 shows a year at that point, just locally.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were in Chapel Hill at UNC.
Yeah.
With you.
A lot.
And that was, man, just fun times.
The trenches of
the trenches, man.
Yeah, I call it my trench days.
Now, so you were, let's even go back before that. So before UNC, and you were a marketing major?
I was a PR and advertising.
Okay.
Track in the journalism school, so I tell people I was a PR major.
Gotcha.
But
even before that, musical influences and just starting out, like let's say toddler years and up to middle school, even high school, like how did you get into this? Because there had to have been some sort of creative.
I love this part. Well, I wish I was as cool as my brother. The first album he bought was Appetite for Destruction. Woo! Which kind of changed the whole game.
It's
for
always
us. Yeah. And I saw them recently. It wasn't as Axl,
well, you know,
Axl still got it.
You still got it.
I love Axl. I love GNR, but I'll get into that in a second.
Sure.
I have complaints about the production, of course, because I've gone from being obsessed with the music to being obsessed with the music and the stage, and the speakers, and the production, just the whole kind of show.
Right.
My brother was always into like, you know, GNR, Poison, Motley Crue. And then I just was lucky enough to kind of have him when I was like, you know, really started listening to tunes at like 10, I'd say, you know, classic rock radio, but just an obsession with Guns N' Roses kind of developed. And that was kind of my start. I was like, all right, I want to rock. I got to rock. But then I started getting more into like, you know, grunge. I went through my grunge phase and my alt rock phase. And then I listened to a lot of like hardcore music growing up and punk rock, and actually played in like hardcore bands like through high school. Like,
I didn't know this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'm talking like full screamo.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, mosh pits.
What a palette of
Yeah, so I always
sound.
It's funny, I'm a DJ now, but I always tell people, I got my start in punk rock, people. I'm the real deal.
Yeah.
But
so that's how it kind of started then.
Yeah, just kind of going to shows like Charlotte. I grew up in Charlotte.
Right.
Had a unique hardcore music scene.
Queen City.
Well, yeah, I call it crowncore. That's what I call it.
Crowdcore.
Yeah, because Crown Town.
Cool.
Trademark LSDJ. But there's just a lot of opportunities to play. Like I grew up playing, and you know, I had the same, probably like you, the same kind of little core group of dudes I played with for years.
Yeah.
For years, and we would play, you know, Tremont. We played Amos's, all the little clubs in Charlotte, and there was a lot of like, you know, house shows and DIY venues going on, and it's still going strong.
It's a cool city, man. I was just there a couple of months ago for an industry event, and it was the first time that I really was able to, like, we stayed downtown and just kind of got a feel for it. It's very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of my Charlotte music roots.
Yeah. So you came over for school.
Yeah, so then I kind of came to UNC in 2011, and believe it or not, at that point I was like, man, I didn't realize that I was gonna be in this for life. At that point, I was in school. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be pre-law, probably gonna play it safe, believe it or not. And then I was still in a band with my roommate, who was my buddy from high school, who we had bands growing up. So we had our little freshman dorm band, and I just hit a wall, and I was like, man, I kind of want to just be in this music game, and you know, kind of just haven't really stopped since then, and been playing shows, and but bands break up,
right?
And so here I am now. I have just all these speakers and no one to use them on. So now I'm a sound guy. It's a great feeling because I love working with a different band all the time, but deep down,
there's still a part of you that wants.
It's still part of me, yeah. Even when I'm DJing,
rock.
I'm just like, wouldn't it be cool if I was like also playing drums?
You still can. You still can.
I know, that's the big picture.
You still can. And the thing is like you're building what you're building now.
Yeah.
At some point, business will take care of itself.
Yeah,
if you get the right people, and then you can do the hell you want.
Yeah, that's kind of the big picture. I want
to,
hopefully bring it all back to where I can, like, you know, where I'm not running sound all the time. But I love it. I love running sound.
Right.
Yeah.
So UNC,
yeah, man,
and you were booking. So you were booking because you were booking with us. And you were kind of like and not to use the term middleman, I don't mean that in a negative connotation, but like you were very good at it.
Yeah. The way it went down is like, you know, I was playing in bands. I started building up contacts just as, you know, a drummer playing some of these parties and these bars and different events in Chapel Hill and the Triangle and really just the region. But then I realized, like, oh my God, like the production at some of these parties was just terrible. It wasn't working. Like I would go to a college frat party or a bar or whatever, and the band would be sick, but it just wasn't like a real professional show. And it was nothing on the bands. It was nothing on the event. It was just me growing up, going to club rock shows and being obsessed with like arena rock. I always just wanted to see the pirate machines at the frat party or the, big sound at the bar.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just developed from there. I started, you know, telling people that I would play shows for. I was like, hey, you know, I got these 6 speakers. I got these bands that I work with. Can I book, you know, y'all shows? And it just kind of crumbled from there. And my network's just kind of been growing since really I was like 18 or 19. So I'm pretty fortunate.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's safe to say that it really started in that college scene.
Definitely.
You know, the Franklin Street Strip and all that.
The Strip.
Yeah,
the classic Strip. It's cool. You can go on a tour of Chapel Hill. I can do a 4-show tour in one night, essentially.
Yeah, and he's not. We played there probably 15 times.
Oh, yeah.
In one couple of years, like 2 years, and it was always packed. It was never.
Yeah, it was happening. It was happening. They had a really good band scene going, just because the outdoor stage.
Are they still around? I don't even.
Yeah. He's not still going strong. The music scene's changed a little bit because I swear noise complaints are going to be the death of my business, but at least in Chapel Hill. So they don't, really, man, because they have like apartment complexes sprouting up.
Okay. Gotcha. It's changing a little bit.
It's changing a bit. So what was like a really cool outside happening spot is now kind of playing by the town's rules, which you know, they'll adapt. But
yeah,
man.
There's just so many good memories. Like where they had their stage, like, and it was always there were those uneven spots.
Oh yeah. Terrible.
And it's just like so many times, and especially with
toe busters.
Boots on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, it's like almost felt like I was going to crack an ankle because it would, you step the wrong way and you'd almost
hit the
fall
volume
over.
pedal and you're just ankle bust.
And then you've got your nice, tipsy, 20, like just like 19, 18 underage girls way up at the balcony with their beers, and they're dropping their beers, and you know what I'm talking about at that balcony, right? And they, you get a little right next to your face.
You get a little misting from the audience.
Yeah, and they're glass bottles. Some of them, so they would break next to you. It's like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna get a concussion tonight.
Oh, definitely, man. I've seen some wild things.
I'm sure you have.
Up in there.
You know, it's funny. I wrote down best gig experience and worst gig experience.
Oh my Lord.
You've got to have some stories. You've got let's start with worst. Just while we're on it.
Oh man, for which facet of it?
Let's just go with, like, I don't know, man.
I call them my horror stories. My road
like
war stories.
give me a good one. Just give me a good one.
Oh man, everything from the trailer axle busting on the side of Atlanta Highway, pulling over just under a bridge in Atlanta, like fending off, questionable people while, my partner, we take the trailer off the car, go and rent a U-Haul, come back.
You gotta take everything out of the trailer,
unpack
put it in
the whole trailer on the side of the road.
On the side of the highway.
Yeah, busy Atlanta traffic. And then from there, driving to Alabama to still pull the show off while I have a guy come to Atlanta to pick up my trailer and fix it.
Oh my God.
I ended up picking up that trailer on the way to another gig in Florida like 3 weeks later. That's just like terrible logistical problems.
Yeah. So that was a tour then, basically.
Yeah, that was just like a weekend run down to Alabama and back. That just ended up being,
total disaster.
Just disaster. But when you get there,
it was a good show, probably.
You get there and you pull it off.
Yeah, that's what it's about. The show must go on.
Yeah, so that's been rough. We've had, just horrible weather issues outside, pouring rain, video wall getting like soaked. I've never seen my life flash before my eyes. That like, you can see the clouds coming in, and I'm like, well, this is probably gonna happen, and then just preparing for it, and then just dealing with it. Yeah, and I mean, we're in the nature of frat life and college parties, and these kids know how to party at some of these schools. I'll tell you what. And God, we've had some situations, I'd say, when certain people are getting on stage, they're falling over.
Right.
There are fights in the audience, but it's always fun. Everything's cool. But God, we've had some horror stories. Oh man. I've seen some crazy stuff too. The craziest stuff about loading into a show usually is like everyone's, relaxed, but it's when you're loading out of the show.
Right.
When the show's over, people, that's when it gets a little hectic because some people need rides.
Yeah.
Some people don't want the band to stop.
Yeah.
They want to find out where the party's at. It's just a bunch of crazy energies. And then we're just like, I'm just trying to go pick up my trailer in Atlanta. I gotta go. And so it gets a little hectic sometimes. But that trailer story, that was like...
That's horrible.
Yeah. It's always vehicles, man.
Yeah.
I had a truck too that imagine a big box truck. I went up the hill. The stage was on top of this grass hill. So I got it up the hill and I was like, I'll just back it down the hill. And it just went down in such a way to where the full box truck somehow got wedged in the dirt to the point where I just had to sleep in the grass, like at this show, because the record couldn't come out till the next day. And then they came out and, lifted the back end and I let off the brake and went down the hill. I was like tired and cold. Like there's like a leak in the truck too. It was like dripping on me. It was terrible.
God.
Oh yeah, Jason. I'm letting it all come out
This
right
is
now.
this is great.
Still made the show the
Still
next day
made it happen.
in Charleston. We've never like truly missed one. Oh, I got one more for you.
Go, man. This is why you're
man.
here.
So this is actually like the worst, closest, most horrible call. Like we were booked to do a gig for like a pretty big, client wedding scenario.
Yeah.
It was at an island off of Rhode Island called Block Island. So we had to go to Rhode Island, catch a ferry, which, basically the mother of the bride had booked for us. Oh, no problem.
That's already sounding sketch.
And we were just like, all right, yeah, we're there. The money was good. We were down with it. But of course, the ferry leaves at 7:15. We got there at like 7:25 from North Carolina to Rhode Island to miss the ferry after like a 13 or 14-hour drive by like 10 minutes. That was crushing. But we get there and we were told that they wouldn't have even let us on because they wouldn't let the trailer on, even though we were told the trailer could fit on the ferry. Anyways, we're like freaking out.
The only way to get to the venue is
by ferry, is by boat. So the band is at the wedding venue. All the guests
and
are there.
You were doing the PA.
We were doing
and
the
the
PA.
staging.
Yeah, and I was
lighting.
going to DJ as well.
Okay, so
we were gonna
full
do
Monty.
production for the band at the reception.
Oh my God.
And DJ
the
after
band's there
party.
with no system.
No system, nothing. They have nothing. And we were like, oh my God, we just ruined this person's very, very nice wedding.
Right.
And we were like, what are we going to do? And so sure enough, we rented a Sprinter van, packed up the van because they wouldn't let the trailer on the ferry anyways, which would have been a disaster had we even made it.
Was this in the morning?
This is 7:15 at night. So we woke up at like 3 in the morning.
Right. Drove.
After getting back from a show at probably 2:15.
Dude.
Woke up, drove to Rhode Island, missed the ferry by 10 minutes, only be told they wouldn't have let us on anyways. So we stay up pretty much another couple hours, rent a Sprinter van, repack the whole.
So you were setting up the next day.
We were supposed to set up that night. The wedding was the next day.
Okay.
This is on a Friday. Like the wedding's on a Saturday. Anyways, we were like, we called the promoter, called the mother of the bride,
Mother of the bride?
which is just.
It's like a movie.
It was like a movie, man.
We got to do a movie about this.
Oh, and you better believe they were like straight out of Rhode Island.
And she's like,
They were pissed. A couple country boys from North Carolina missed the ferry. I'll say that. I've never been cussed out so hard in my life, dude. But I was like, listen, we're going to swim over there if we have to make it. And so I'm staying up all night. I'm calling fishermen. I call it a helicopter company. I call it everybody I could think of to see if we could just charter something over there.
oh my God.
Nobody's really, helping us out.
Yeah.
So the next morning, by the grace of God, the rock and roll gods looked out for us. We go back and we're in lines. You have to buy your ticket ahead of time. So we're like,
For the ferry.
For the ferry. Of course, it's sold out. So we thought we were really screwed. So we went on standby. Just so happens, one of the cars directly in front of us, we were the last one in line, the real last car in line. They, for some reason, like you go and you park in the queue and turn your car off and you wait. Their car wasn't turning back on, and that ferry had to go. And
my God,
we were just like, well, their car's not starting. We gotta get on this ferry, and we just kind of went for it. We just kind of got in line, and sure enough, we made the wedding.
We did
the show.
We call that a slip dog move.
A slip dog. We pulled the old slip dog.
You just slipped right in there.
Slipped it in there.
Slip dog.
Oh God, that was like, I thought it was over,
dude.
Man. I thought it was over.
Then the show went on.
And the show went on.
Did they cuss you out more?
No, we actually got stellar reviews from everyone.
Yeah.
But God, it was just such a nerve-wracking.
That is just so nerve-wracking.
I mean, I'm sure you've had situations like that where you're like, God, traffic is killing me, or because it's a gig economy. It's not like we can just tell everyone to wait.
Right. I just had one last month or month and a half ago. Got notified from the casting agency that I got cast.
Oh yeah.
But it was 780 miles away. So I couldn't even book a plane in time. So we got in the truck, got in the Suburban, and drove 13 hours all night. And it was for a very, very very good modeling shoot that is going to be good for the career.
Nice.
And it was good money. But, it's just like you have to be able to, you got to pick up your ass and move.
You got to do
any
it.
time.
One of the best pieces of advice I ever got, I wouldn't even say it's advice. It's a band's only real job, or like a performer or whatever. Your only real job is to just get in the van and go and
just show up.
Is just show up.
Just show up
and go for it. That's like should be your bottom.
90% of it is showing up.
And
I had somebody tell me that back when I was 13, 14 years old. I was playing drums for him, and he told me that, and it stuck with me to this day.
Yeah, man, it's valuable.
It's huge.
Because if we had given up, if we had just been like, oh, we missed the ferry, or if you were just like, oh, it's that's ridiculous to drive all night, so, at least I operate like I'm hoping it's going to lead to the next thing, and a lot of times it does.
Always, always. Yeah, you can't burn any bridges. I mean, unless you, it's absolutely necessary, and people are so toxic you can't deal with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so like so much of this is problem solving.
Yes.
It's not only like providing value and doing a great job at what you do, but it's just problem solving and being able to handle pressure.
Yeah.
And staying committed.
Yeah.
Like staying
just
on course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so rewarding when you battle through the hardships and then you still pull it off. It's like, yeah, I made that happen. Yeah. That's what's fun about being a roadie or being the production guy, almost as much as being in the band. It's like, there's a pretty important
Well, you're
role.
both.
Yeah. I got both sides covered, but
we have the similar headaches.
Yeah.
And we have multiple.
Yeah.
Because we wear multiple hats, so there's multiple heads.
Yeah, man.
Multiple headaches. It's
Yeah. It's a lot. But here we are.
Here we are. And LSDJ
Oh yeah.
is now kind of the primary gig besides
The old,
AR Entertainment. It's all the same thing.
It's all under the umbrella.
All under the umbrella. It's like New Blue Entertainment LLC here.
Exactly.
All of this is under the umbrella.
So where you have New Blue, I have AR Entertainment, and then the umbrella below that is me as LSDJ performing.
Yep.
Is us running sound or lights or production needs.
Or supporting another act.
Or supporting another act or doing some booking.
Yeah. So how did the DJ thing start out for you?
Oh God. The DJ thing. Well, it goes back to I was that middle agent scenario for a couple years in college, and I was booking because I had the speakers and I had the lights, and I started kind of getting my rep out there as the guy to call. And I don't know, I was just booking some of these DJs that were around, and I was like, man, I think I could do that. I think I have what it takes to DJ. And that was before I even realized what a DJ did. I was like, same thing a lot of people think, like, what on earth could they be doing that's, that hard or that takes that much? So I kind of went out and got a little basic, 2-channel mixing DJ controller and just started basically booking myself and kind of went through trial and error over time on stage. And kind of DJing is interesting. You build your set, you build your little bag of tricks that you think works. You have your style that you develop, and then you also have to stay super current. Like you have to keep up with what's hot out there right now or what you think is going to be cool. And so basically I was just sick of booking other DJs, and I was like, I'll DJ. Came up with that name, LSDJ, which has been
it's
a blessing.
Great, man.
Yeah,
it's just great.
People love the name.
Yeah.
And, I put a lot of time into designing just the whole logo and the brand, the idea behind it all.
Did you ever go to the Carolina Music Awards?
I had never been. No.
It's
big ups to my girl Janelle Simone though. She won the R&B
cool
female artist of the year.
Did she win this year?
She won this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The reason why I bring it up is because when they have the DJ category,
oh my,
everybody's name starts with DJ. So it's like my, Omar and Edwin, they're good friends of mine. They run the Carolina Music Awards, and E does all the vocal, he does all the vocal work for the award show, and he's got like this big low voice. And he just goes, he's like, and now The DJ category for Carolina Music Awards. I got to tag him in this. He'll crack up. I actually sent him something a while back. He's cracking up. And it's just like, DJ Styles.
Oh my God, yeah.
LSDJ.
Yeah, that's funny.
He's like, and the nominees are DJ Greywall, DJ iPhone, DJ Bull City. Like and he's just like 15 or 20 of them. It's like everybody has DJ in their name, and it's like, all right.
I flipped it on its head and made it LSDJ, which is a joke in and of itself.
Oh, to me, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. And the marketing is everything in this business. It's like,
well, that's what's funny. I do these parties, and these kids will come up and be like, "So you're LSDJ?" Like, whoa, whoa, yeah, exactly. And I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, that's me. Like, I'm here to play some music."
So do you have time to book much with the LSDJ title, or is it more AR entertainment gigs these days with supporting other artists?
It's kind of a nice little circular thing, because a lot of the times when I get booked, because we've upped our production game so much, some of these pretty sweet artists are reaching out to us,
right?
And really cool companies that we really like working with. Mm-hmm. Will reach out for us to do production, and then they also know that I'm a pretty sick DJ too. So it's
true.
I call it getting two birds stoned at once.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So not only are we running production, but I'm like, hey, I'll open the show too, and they're like, great, we need an opener. So it kind of feeds on itself. It's like a weird feedback loop. Like the more production. The deeper in production I get, the better.
Well, it's like music and acting. It's the same thing.
Exactly. You gotta. The deeper you get in one realm, it
drags the other one, and vice versa. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, man. So that's been really cool.
But what's the best gig experience? Because we went through some of the worst, but
we barely scratched the surface on the worst gigs.
But and I've seen you guys are killing the promo material. I saw that new clip. It's like 3 or 4 minutes where you're talking about.
My doc, that was
A&R expanding and everything, but your promo and your Instagram is totally on point. I look up to it; it's great. All those videos, just so much hype, so much emotion.
Yeah,
and really,
it comes down to a good video team. I have a group of dudes called the Triad Collective that I really.
Yeah,
they're
good.
I mean, they're some of the most epic young entrepreneurs in the region. They'd be great to have on here too, man.
Yes,
they're awesome.
We got to do that.
They're getting to that point where they're flying to gigs and but they're cool because they love shooting the DJ stuff and the music stuff. But then during the day, they're going and shooting like the close-ups of the food and the commercials and stuff like that.
They're doing the more spec type
exactly
thing,
yes,
industrial.
I just hit a point where I was like, man, just like where you're at now, I was like, I felt like I had to just pump something into getting my name out there. So for a while, I was like, guys,
you got to do it in multiple facets. It's not, you got to diversify.
Yeah, diversify. I had them come to every show.
Yeah.
It's like,
just have them cover it.
Just cover it. Yeah.
And then that's why it's so good. It's.
Yeah. So I went for about a year of like my growth period, like last year, where it was like, I was putting out a lot of videos and really getting some traction and stuff and really getting it out there, But now it's like I get to pick and choose, because I just want to show off the cool setups now.
Right,
it's like, I'll wait for the big ones,
Well, so let's go to big gig, best gig. Like,
I'll tell you the craziest. The day where I was like,
you were doing stuff on a ship, weren't you? At one point, or did I? It looked like it was some crazy promo video on Instagram.
Well, we've done some cool ones. One.
Looked like you were in Florida or something. I don't know where it was, but Outer Banks maybe.
One I'm proud of was at Masonboro Island, which is a barrier island. Keep going back to the island theme, but the barrier island off of Wilmington, Wrightsville Beach. They're known for all the kids go out there for 4th of July, but it's like an untouched nature reserve. It's like a barrier island. Wow. There's not a soul out there except for people out there just to enjoy nature. And so we literally
drop LSD.
Enjoy the nature. Exactly. Once you're there, you're stuck.
Mushroom.
Yeah. some natural fungi apparatus. But that one I was proud of because we literally were like, man, 4th of July, sick out here. Let's throw a show. Let's just do it. And assembled a really cool team with some other DJ friends in Wilmington. And we got the boats. We got an armada of our friends' boats.
Wow.
We met up at the public docks at like 5 a.m. on the 4th of July. Put stage decks on these little dingy boats, a generator, sound, DJ stuff, and
you gotta love
stormed the beaches, dude.
Water and generators and electricity. It's like
it
that. That's just sketch.
Yeah, my genius like protection was just like, just put them in a trash bag. So I got like my nice QSC speakers and trash bags, and we stormed the beaches, dude, like straight out of Normandy, beach, a amphibious landing, and we all pulled together, carried the generator out, and we just had the show out there, and the cops couldn't do a thing about it.
Nice.
That was the coolest part. Is like cops are patrolling, and I'm just like, well, there's no noise ordinances out here,
right?
And we pulled it off, man. We threw an epic show on a barrier island, no electricity. No promotion, nothing.
Wow.
And I mean, there's thousands of kids there. They're all loving it.
Man, how was just word of mouth?
It was just word of mouth. That's how people go to that island to hang out.
Okay.
But we kind of snuck in there with the stage and set up right
it's
on the point.
It's another movie, man. You could do like a whole mini series.
Oh, that was a cool one.
On this stuff.
It was so inspiring at the time that I was like, all right, next year we're going to get bigger. So I saved up all my money and I bought a boat for that show.
Wow.
And this past year, I was like, all right, I'm gonna promote it a little. We show up to the public docks, and the wind was coming. It was a little bit sketchy out, and we got that generator in my little, 12-foot skiff. And as soon as we dropped in the water, I was like, guys, we're not this year. No, we're putting it back on the boat. And that was crushing.
Right.
But it was like, I mean, we were going like this up and down in those waves, and I was like, dude, we're not.
There's no way.
I'm not putting my video wall on that freaking boat.
No.
So that was, with good things also comes learning experiences, and
of course,
triumph comes tragedy, etc.
Constant.
Yeah. So that was a really fun one, man. I've also had some days like, just these crazy days. Like we ran sound, big production for a guy who's really big now, Bryce Vine, in Chapel Hill at a party. And I literally had to leave that show to run with my DJ board, a couple 100 yards through the back alleys of Chapel Hill. And I show up and I open for Cherub in front of all of Little Frat Court, probably 2,000 people there.
Wow.
I just ran on stage, opened for Cherub.
Plugged in,
ran back and finished the Bryce Vine show. And, little days like that, I'm just like,
wow.
If I could look at myself couple years ago when I first started out to be thinking I would be like, oh, I just got to go open for Cherub real quick, or I just got to go run production for this guy real quick. Like I would have never thought I'd be.
What's the underlying thread? What's the key
to get into that level? Or
to when you look back on the last couple of years, what would you?
Taking every single experience as learning experience, and even when I've done horrible failures, I only give myself a day to be sad about it. I'm just like, all right, you can be sad about it today. You can beat yourself up today.
Tomorrow you're back on it.
Tomorrow you're back.
Wow.
And that's my little rule. And that really helps a lot, man. Cause I'm just like kind of like that. I want everyone to be happy around me. It's kind of like my DJ syndrome. I want everyone to dance and just want to be kind of.
Well, you and I are similar like that,
I'll beat myself up.
Yeah.
If show doesn't go to my spec.
Yeah, because it's your responsibility,
Exactly.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens, you feel like you need to be able to control the environment.
Right. And we've been in it so long where it's like, it's not just a bad show. It's like, I feel bad as a man.
Yes.
If I put on a bad show, it's like, I've only been doing this since I was, 12 years old.
Right.
That's on me.
That's right.
And for you, it's probably got to be even crazier because you're up there, you're the act. I kind of put on an act and I have fun and get people into it, but you're like playing your music and up there really rocking. Like, I'm sure it gets at you if you like feel like you didn't kill it.
And I mean, it's more, it just reaches this threshold where you have to detach from your own head.
Yeah.
You have to, like, it's weird, man, because I would get so caught up with trying to get things right and trying to do this. But again, you reach that threshold, you reach those X amount of 1,000 hours or whatever it is, and nowadays it really is just about facilitating an enjoying experience for people and connecting. Like that's what I'm focusing on right now. Yeah. And I'm having a much better time. Like I'm just having a much better time doing it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like it's just strange how it's a paradigm. It's like to get really what you want in life, you have to kind of forget about it in a way.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's hard to express. It's
very difficult to express. That's why it was a poor expression. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's a strange cosmic thing that happens. It's like,
because it's like, am I fulfilling my destiny? Am I like doing this how I want to do it? Am I playing by the rules of, all these people in the audience?
Am I doing this right?
Am I doing this right? Yeah. Is it real? Is this real to me? And that's like a huge part of it too. Like, do you feel authentic and real? And
what is your motivation for doing that? Like, what those literally, it sounded like you got a 45 minutes to an hour long sleep. Like I was on set earlier or on Friday when I was at Woody's. We played, with the band. I had to get up at 4:45 in the morning. I was on set from 6 to 6. And then we had a show at Woody's from 10 to like 1:30. I was up for basically 24 hours. Yeah. I had little naps periodically, like 15-minute naps, 2 or 3 of them. But like, you just have those moments. It's like,
it's like, why am I
doing this? But it's really, for me, it's just, I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
Nah, 100%, man. My goal was never to be like, I always set kind of lofty goals. It was never, I want to open for this guy, or I want to play this venue. It was always, I want to tour. I want to, be able to play shows and look out in the audience and see my friends having a good time.
Yeah.
I set kind of these generic, lofty goals. So
good.
To me, even if I like don't see the payoff right then, I'm still satisfying that like generic need. Like, even though I drove 12 hours to Alabama and went through misery getting there, I'm still succeeding in my own personal goal. I'm on tour. I'm playing the show. So I kind of set these generic, I call them lofty goals.
I like that.
But they're broad. My goal is never to be famous. Is just to be able to go and play a show and have people know who I am.
Right.
That's a different way of putting it than saying, I want to be well known. You know what I mean?
Right. No, it's a great way of looking. And perspective is everything. And we talk about perspective a lot. That's one of the words that keeps coming up over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I think we're getting close to like 20 episodes, 20 guests now. So every single one, usually that word comes up multiple times. And it's like,
that's how you look at it.
It's how you look at it.
Yeah, man.
It's how you look at it. So future plans for you. And I mean, we could talk a little bit about, we've talked about owning a business and entrepreneurship. I can cross those out because that's basically what we've been doing. But I have expansion and future plans. What is...
Oh, man.
Talk about goals. What... Let's say 10 years from now, where do we want to be?
Well, it goes back to that tour life. I want to be on tour. I want to see new places. Cheers.
Did you ever see? Did you ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Oh, of course.
Get in the car. Get in the car, Julian. My favorite is in the first season. What is it? The
Cyrus.
The wedding episode.
Oh my!
Right, where they go and rob the grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, I think I was on the floor crying.
Yeah,
I had to watch that Those 6 times in a row.
They know how to make us laugh.
Oh man,
down here,
so good, so good.
It's actually a Rickyism. Getting 2 birds stoned at once. That's a total. It's for Ricky. Say a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
But man, the major goal, my whole life has been kind of like, I just want to be able to book people at my own will. Like, I want my own venue. I want to run.
That'd be cool, man.
I want to run a club, a venue, something unique. Not just like a bar, it's got to be a space, kind of an artistic space where people can come and, do things kind of off the wall.
What do you think, Charlotte or?
I
think you're gonna go bigger than that. Like, quite honestly,
that's the hard part, man. Is where to begin? Because I've already put in so much love and connections in the Triangle in North Carolina. It's like, and I
maybe here,
maybe in Chapel Hill, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. What about you?
We'll find out.
Where do you see?
Yeah, I want to be able to. I mean, basically the same thing. It's just keep building.
Yeah,
keep building.
See where it goes.
Keep building, and yeah, and of course I've got those goals of playing arenas, and I have in a way, locally.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's this business is just like I'm noticing if you're connecting with people, if you're able to keep a roof above your head and you're loving what you're doing and you're improving, that's kind of the success in itself.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I don't want to have 7 digits in my bank account. I mean, it's like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So obviously, yeah. I'd love to have the hundreds of thousands or millions of folks that follow and are able to receive value out of the content, and just that they're ultimately, I want my music to help people. That's always what it's come back to for me.
Yeah.
And in whatever way that is, if that's psychologically or
even just coming to the show, having a good time.
And just have a good time.
Yeah.
Just have a good time. And yeah, just give them that moment, give them that experience.
Yeah, man. It's a valiant pursuit, I think, to go after this. And
have to.
You have to.
There's no other choice.
Yeah.
One of my mentors always used to tell me that. What other choice do you have? Like, what other? And he's right.
Yeah.
He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I really think that you're gonna just blow up as you are right now. I mean, it's only up from here.
Thanks, man. I'm excited. We're playing. I got a show at Clemson coming up.
Cool.
In January. Going back to UGA and Georgia Tech. We're gonna be going to some schools in Texas and Florida, a bunch of Virginia. So I'm excited. We'll see where it goes. I really want to be able to do like specialty themed events too. Like I want people to be like, "Are you going to LSDJ's Valentine's Day party?" Or like, LSDJ's crazy New Year's party. I've been thinking about New Year's a lot, but
yeah, you got any plans?
Kind of not really. I think a lot more than I, actualize. But I think it would be cool to have like a New Year's bar crawl in Chapel Hill.
Oh boy,
maybe.
Hint, hint.
Hint.
Well, if I'm in town, let me know, because I'd love to come out. If I don't think we have anything booked for New Year's this year. Usually we do. It's just been crazy, and we're going to be in New York for. I got a couple of meetings up there later in this week.
Nice.
So.
You drive up with the band, or are you flying up and they're meeting you? Or?
Well, the band's not going. I mean, it's just me. Yeah. Yes, because I've got camera gear that I take with me. I'll shoot.
You gotta drive.
Have to, because I've got guitars, and you never know what you never know.
Yeah.
And then when I live up there, when I was still in college, I'd bring the studio was smaller, so I was able to really fit it without a trailer.
Yeah.
And then put it in the room. Like I had my bedroom. And it was the studio. Like, it was literally in one room.
Yeah.
And I was still making records and singles in that one room with just those little 3-4 boxes of outboard gear and Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Now it's bigger. So, it's
that's how it goes, isn't it?
It's all about the opportunities. Yeah. So, right now it's just back and forth, because I just this week or 2 weeks alone, I've had 3 acting gigs here. Here. So there's work everywhere. It's just, strategically planning out. But I've got shows that are starting to be booked in February and March in the Northeast. So it looks like it's going to be more
Right on.
Northeast in 2020.
Well, hopefully I'll come on the road with you for one of these.
Dude, we got to do something.
We got to
man.
do something cool.
Even if there's like, we got to talk about that. Yeah. There's multiple angles we could go on that.
I think you would love the live visuals thing. Like I was telling you on the phone.
Oh yeah.
I just think that'd be so cool for you.
Yeah. Let's do this shootout, which is basically I just say like 15 or 20 words, and you just kind of popcorn answer back, just whatever comes to mind.
Might have a Freudian slip here.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's all right. We're getting raw here.
Let's dive into that unconscious.
Cool.
Mike.
My brother, Michael.
Microphone.
My favorite mic?
Yeah.
The SM58.
You're talking through it.
Yeah, it's a good one. These are clean too. No rust on the.
Hey man, we try. Try.
These fresh grills here.
Fresh grills.
Good grills. Good grills.
Cables.
Cables. The ones from Amazon are very deceptive. That's a fact. You can get a 20-pack for pretty cheap, but they will only last you for like 5 or 6 shows.
Yeah,
that's a fact, people.
See, when I buy them on Amazon, they don't leave the house. Like these are Amazon cables. They never move.
If they just sit here, they're fine.
Yeah.
As soon as you like do that,
that's it. You're done.
They're over.
Turntable.
CDJ. I use an SX2 Pioneer, but I have the CDJs, which are like the top of the line.
Yeah.
The industry standard turntables.
Do you do any vinyl at all?
I do.
Do you dabble a little bit?
I do. Yeah, I actually do, man. I have a pretty sick vinyl collection and setup.
Yeah.
And, I can sample and do stuff like that.
Right.
And I've used turntables live, which are, that's awesome. That's like the golden era of DJing. When you see a DJ and he's got like his Rain mixer and the vinyl setup, that's when you know he cares about what he does.
My cousin's really. I've got 2 cousins that are good at it.
Oh yeah, man.
They're both in New York.
I was gonna say I'd probably get laughed out of the club in New York if I showed up without turntables.
Yeah.
Legit
well,
vinyl.
and they're in upstate New York. They do a lot of they do the same thing, like the college thing, like New Paltz and all that. They can sync it. They more slip dog, like they're slipping that thing in.
Yeah,
and they will. You've got to get that BPM on the. I don't know what you call it, right? But that one that's. Let's say you're playing channel 1.
Yeah.
Channel 2 is muted, or you can hear it in your headphones before you do your crossover.
Exactly.
They are sitting there,
It takes a minute. On turntables, it's hard.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It's called beat matching.
Yeah.
When you gotta sync it up. That's why I kind of cheat a little when I use my SX2. I set cues on buttons.
Right. It's kind of like Ableton or something.
Exactly. So I'm not dropping the needle.
Are you guys running Ableton when you're doing...
I love this question. That's the big picture for me, is to have the CDJs with the tracks and have my Ableton push with my...
The lighting and everything.
Yeah, but I can sync all of that up on Ableton Link into Resolume.
Wow.
And with Resolume, I can control the video, the special effects, and the lighting. And there's a way where you can send MIDI code for all of your tracks. To imagine if I just press play on a track and each part of the song had MIDI code, and I sent the MIDI to the lights. So like, it would take a lot of planning, take many hours to sit there and individually design the whole show. But that's where it's hard, because you have to design it to the rig. Mm-hmm. And our rig is changing so often. It's like we might as well just go live rather than,
Right. Because
build a show for this rig.
Yeah, because the system is per diem. It's like, It just depends on the gig.
Yeah.
I have to throw this one in there for you. Weed.
I smoke it. Yes. I love going to California. I'm a big fan. I've spent time in Amsterdam. I'm a huge supporter of the herb. And I used to have dreadlocks down to my butt. So
I was going to say, man.
I can't.
You're gone now.
Yeah, now people look at me like, oh, this guy could go either way. It used to be like, you look at me and they're like, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He burns for sure.
UNC.
Love it. Alma mater. Go Heels.
Live.
Live. The best way to listen to music, man, is live.
Amen.
If you have a band that you're into, see them live. It's like, you got to do it. If not, you're not even really into the band.
Yeah. Studio.
Oh, man. Studio. A place I'm not at enough. I like
you don't need to be, quite
I like your
honestly.
studio set up here a lot.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a decade in the works and still building it.
You still got gear in there that you've been using for for years?
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Yeah. And then, obviously the new stuff. Like I said, everything's marketing now.
Yeah.
It'll be a while till I buy some new stuff.
Hence the cameras.
Yep. Band.
I just got tour prints for my old favorite band, The Fall of Troy. I collect prints now, man.
Okay.
So vinyl's coming back, but
Yeah.
prints. If you had a print and vinyl, that'd be the bee's knees.
Wow.
I love tour prints. That's just whenever I think of band, I'm just like,
Yeah.
just give me the merch, give me all of it.
Give me the merch. Let's see. Frats.
Oh, frat life. Very touchy subject. They're great. Frat shows are great because A, you can show up a little late.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't really matter. They're fun.
They always pay in cash too.
They always pay in cash or, whatever else they got lying around, depending on the frat. Yes, that's another story.
Watch out.
These kids are like, so do you accept blah, blah? And I was like, no, man. I need gas money. You can't just pay me in whatever illicit drug you have lying around the house.
Illicit drug.
So frats are cool because they have a built-in audience. That's what's awesome about frats. No matter what, even if it's the worst frat party ever, there's still going to be 40, 50 people there.
Yeah.
And usually, some girls and everyone's there to have a good time.
The vibe. It's there.
They're not there to judge you so much as some venue shows where you're opening for, the sick local
Dude,
band.
some of our best shows were at the frats that you booked.
Some of them
They're
are
great.
killer. Sometimes.
And the houses always sound good because there's a bunch of people in there and it's just kind of clubby,
It's kind of clubby, dude. That's one of the best parts about doing productions. I get to go to these houses and kind of design a new venue every single night. And
every single night.
It's terrible dealing with we did a show in Connecticut earlier this year, and this frat house was so old. Mark Twain literally used to live in there and write books in this actual house.
That's cool.
And I was like, we show up and it's the old school outlets, just the 2-prong
Nice
outlets. And I was like,
you got to get your ground adapters.
well, we're screwed, guys. We're screwed without this, 1910s power scenario. I mean, got the generator.
Got the generator.
Yeah.
Rented the generator.
You always got to check your power supply at the frat shows.
I got this bug running on my paper here.
Not in the studio. Get out of this clean studio. Nice.
Women.
They come and they go.
I would only ask you this question for some I've never asked I'm just
They come and they go.
They come and they go, man.
In the DJ life especially, I've had
that DJ life.
I've had many girls where they just want to be on stage and
that's right.
They want to drop the bass.
That's it.
And
they drop you.
Then they drop me. Exactly. They drop the bass.
They drop Drew.
Yeah. And then now I'm here. Just talking to Jason about my feelings.
It's all right. Yeah, we have each other, man.
Yes.
We have each other. That's all that matters.
Yeah, bro.
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
Beer. Another one that's I can only ask you. It's just
it's funny because I was so stoked to bring some beer on Monday. I was like, yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna get up and crush this.
Oh, dude, my throat.
Yeah, I was like, I can't get drunk today. What's going on? IPAs, man, all day. It's actually the HPAs.
Okay.
The hemp pale ale. Very good. Very good. You'll smell it if they pour one out at your local bar. You will smell the hemp in the air.
All right, so I ask everybody this question at the end.
Is it the end already? No.
This is the end. My lonely friend. The end. It is. For now.
Until we get an RV and do this.
Until we're on tour in Europe.
And and a
little
LSDJ
vehicle. And JD and LSDJ tour.
LSDJ.
JD and the NB.
And the new blue.
LSDJ and JD and the NB. It's like, people stroke out trying to like remember the acronym. If you could go back in time, knowing what you know now with the experiences that you've had, what would you tell your 15-year-old self?
I would have told myself to have played in the band in high school, the concert or marching band. That's one thing. Me and my brother always talks about it too. Where the way it worked in my high school was you had to be in marching band if you're going to be in the concert band. And me and my brother, playing football, and it just didn't work out. If I could go back in time, I would have said, don't play sports, Drew. Just go for the
Go for the music.
Go for the music. Yeah. And
it's still early.
I'm not.
Though.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not knacking sports or anything like that. I'm just saying,
right.
Literally to talk to my high school self. That's what I would literally say. Stay in the band, because I feel like I could have used another 4 years of like proper sight reading and
right, dude,
piano stuff.
We all could have. Listen, I mean,
that's what
I came from that whole background as well, and I just sucked at it. Like frankly, it was just.
Did you play like middle school band and growing up?
Yeah. Well,
did you play drums?
Not middle school, because I was homeschooled in middle school. But I studied classical like drums and sight reading and percussion from 98 to 08. Merritt Partridge was my teacher. Just owe him a debt of gratitude. The guy was just incredible, and he's still around. Teaching today, 2012. Nice. I got to get him on the show. Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he was just the best, because he knew that I was, even before I knew, like he knew that I was the creative, artistic like kid, and that he probably saw early on, like, okay, he always pushed sight reading, but there was always that outlet to ask questions and it was always like it was just always fun, but I never gravitated towards sight reading, because to me it was like, why do they write it like this? That was always the question that I had in my mind, like, why did they put this here?
Yeah,
I would play it differently.
It's crazy for me just to see some of my like producer friends sit down in Ableton, and I can just tell who's like got that experience, playing piano and orchestrating.
Yes.
It's just fascinating to watch.
It's good to have. Like, it's good to have. Yes, I can sight read, but I just don't enjoy doing it. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Not so much sight reading, just being around the whole scheme.
You got to understand. You got to know the language. You got to know. It's like with film. Over however many years, you pick up film terminology and techniques, and it helps me with this.
Yeah.
And I can shoot my own music videos and save money. And now in this content Web 2.0 world, we're dealing with, dude, I'm like editing video 70-80% of my tech time is, it's not even on Pro Tools. It's not even in the studio recording music. It's this.
Yeah,
because it's so much screen time.
Yeah.
Like, why am I still doing that? Like, it's like, God, I need 4 interns.
Yeah.
All I do is edit.
Man, just put a feeler out there. I'm sure you'd have some youths trying to come in
I think 2020 is the year for it. I think it's the year. I don't know how much more I can do this, man. And that's with family involved. That's with, other. I mean, I've had management involved. I've done it without management. It's like, it's just getting to that point.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
we'll power through it.
So, but I enjoyed your answer on that.
Yeah, that's my most legitimately. If I was a high schooler, that's what I would actually say to myself. I think as far as like life and just being a man and stuff like that, don't get angry at the little stuff. I find myself on stage and somebody will request just they'll be kind of rude about, what they want to hear or stuff like that. And I'll catch myself being like, wait, I won't show it, but in my head, I'll just be angry.
Right, like,
at
what the
it.
hell? Yeah.
And, I realize like,
it's
there's
like,
no point. They're just trying to have a good
it's
time.
that perspective of like, I'm just trying to adopt the philosophy of, and you'll know what I mean by this, like, it's all just one big joke.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just
like if it's one big, like, then it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
If
you're having a laugh about it at the end of the day, like everything's gonna be cool.
I feel like people unconsciously or subconsciously, they just want to start stuff.
Yeah.
For no reason at all.
Especially nowadays.
Like, could you imagine going up to somebody, and it doesn't even have to be like our profession, just somebody, and just give them a hard time? Like, why?
I don't think I've ever done it. Like, that's what fascinates me.
And maybe we've done it again, like unconsciously, maybe because we were just in a bad mood. But I just see like there's that 1 out of 20 people, or that 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100 people in the world.
Oh yeah,
they just like want to give you a hard time.
Yeah,
and I don't understand the psychology behind it.
That new confrontational like vibe out there. Where people are just they're looking for things to be mad about nowadays, and a lot of times as a DJ, I get there's a room full of 100 people. Not everyone's going to enjoy the music,
and you have your Rolodex of like answers.
Exactly.
My newest thing is when anybody comes up and asks for a song, whether it's me solo or the band or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's at like a club venue and it's a smaller venue. That's usually when that happens.
Yeah.
And it's like my whole thing. And if they're coming at me with just that weird, like that weird vibe.
It's that vibe.
I just go, it'll cost you, man.
Oh, you got him on that one.
It'll cost you.
They pay for it?
And then they'll go, well, how much? I was like, I don't know, man. They're like, well, I've got 5 or 10. I said, yeah, man.
It's gonna.
You gotta add a couple of zeros to that,
A couple more dead presidents on that one.
I'll think about it. It's like you gotta be able to play it off. And I had a really funny. I'll tell you this real quick. I had a funny instance. I played the show a couple of months ago, or maybe a month ago, and solo acoustic. And there were these high school kids from, I don't know, somewhere in Wake County. And they took over this whole table right next to me at this venue. And I was like,
you darn kids.
I was like, dude, I feel old. What the hell? But I played into it. And they were cool. Like I would just like in the middle of a song, I would just go over and was like, oh, that looks really good. They like crack like the girls are cracking up.
It's on the wireless.
Yeah, because like no, I'm like they're literally right here.
Oh, so you're
because it's just like this really tight place.
Yeah, you're just making conversation.
Yeah, and they're like cracking up, and I could tell the guys like. You know how that dynamic is when you're 15, 16. Like the guys are probably talking shit about either me or something, and they're trying to get the girls' attention. But you and I know you get to the point where it's the whole.
It's just funny.
That doesn't work, right? So I could see the girls kind of like have a thing. Like, you know how it is. It's like this older guy, whatever, and. So, but what I did was I played. One of the guys was like trying to be cute, and he goes, "Do you know any Taylor Swift?" And I go,
"Shake it off."
I said, "Man, perhaps, it'll cost you. It'll cost you." It's like, well, how much? It's like $5, and I don't even know if they gave me the money. But what I did was I played into it and. We ended up dragging them on stage. You know what I did? I said, yeah, it's going to cost you. I said, I'm going to need you to start a mosh pit right now in this in this venue.
It'll cost you some blood.
Dude, they literally went out and started screaming outside like these 7 high schoolers. I was like, all right, I'll do Taylor Swift for you. And then what I do is I have one of the guys come up and he's saying it like we just did a minute and a half.
Fun with it. Yeah.
But that was the whole thing. It was like a few years back. I wouldn't have known how to really handle that situation.
Right.
But again, it's the experience. Of
it just grows over time.
Yeah.
I had a funny one. People will come up and they'll hold their phone out with whatever song, written in big bold letters because they think I'm suddenly like deaf.
They come up to you like Dom DeLuise and like throw Mama off the train, and he's got those gloves. They have that look where it's just like, let me get a close up here. It's like it's like
yeah, exactly.
That weird like low vibration look where they're just
trying to zone in on you. Yeah.
Can you play this for me?
They'll throw the phone up.
That weird like it's like. How many beers have you had? Have you had 1 or have you had 10? Because either way, it doesn't really matter. Like, you're just like, what's going on here, man?
Yeah, they think that's a better way of communicating than just being like, "Hey, dude, could you play this?" And I'll just take their phone and be like, pretend to throw it. I'll do that little trick where you go over their head, and some people will just lose their mind.
Yeah, they'll lose it. Yeah,
they'll just lose it, and I'll just be like, "Oh, I'm kidding, man. I got your phone right here."
And why is it the ones that always want to come up and sing can't sing,
or they just don't know the words?
They don't know anything.
They know nothing.
I don't know, man. But that's all part of that's all part of the fun in it,
Yeah,
it's all part of the fun.
Yeah, that's true. It's a big gamble for us each night.
Oh man, it's a
yeah.
You're the jungle, baby. I've like acted like Axl on this show probably 4 or 5 times. I don't know why. I don't know why Axl keeps like showing up in conversation.
The power of the microphone, dude.
I guess, man.
You got a mic,
but it's like these Guns N' Roses
Axl.
references and Axl, and it's just like there's so many references just in the lyrical content of GNR where it's like applicable to.
That's true. Just off Appetite, you could probably get some good content.
Yeah. You know what's a great song on that record that I love is.
All of them.
I think about you.
Think about you.
The only one I want.
Dude, that acoustic chorus. I love that part.
I love you, best.
Man, you guys probably do some GNR.
I can only pull it off for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
It's so.
Then your vocal cords explode.
The weird thing is, it's a placement thing vocally, where I don't know how he's doing it for the longevity that he's doing it.
Yeah,
maybe he just busted it out when he was a kid and just made it happen. I don't know. It's probably just a gifted voice where he can do it. He used to drive me crazy, but now it really. He did something. I mean, he's got a unique thumbprint vocal.
Yeah, he figured something out.
Oh yeah. And he was able to do it.
Yeah.
Now live, it was touch and go, obviously, but but it's a show, man. Like that's the whole thing. Is like it's rock and roll.
Because the show I saw him, this part 2 of their Not in This Lifetime through this past go around Charlotte, was the biggest video wall I've ever seen in my entire time doing going to shows, and it was just weird to see production elements that I'm obsessed with, like lasers, video walls, crazy lights, pyro for a GNR show. It kind of, to me, it was sick, but to me, as being obsessed with production and being obsessed with this figment of my imagination, this love for this band, I don't know, it kind of didn't mesh for me.
Yeah, it was Metallica when I saw them at PNC earlier this year. It was definitely a bucket list show for me. It was great.
Yeah,
it was insane. We were way up at the top because it was last minute tickets that some gracious friends of mine sent me. Nice. And we're up PNC high 200 or like low 300 level. It's way up there. I don't like heights.
Yeah.
But
so you remember exactly.
Well, no, I mean the crazy thing was they had the pyro. And when these things would light up, dude, you would feel the heat.
Oh, that pyro's no joke.
300 freaking feet away.
It's awesome. Oh my gosh.
And they were only like 4 jets. Like they set it up where they're in the center, and you know how they rotate, so they fill more seats. It's brilliant. Yeah. And they switch.
Oh,
so everybody's
Metallica was in the middle.
They were in the middle.
The circular thing.
It was like the square.
Right.
But it was still like a.
That's right.
They sold all the seats in the venue.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not cutting off that other side. And I just couldn't believe they were only maybe 15, 20 feet high when they would flail.
Oh, you'll feel.
But, dude, how am I feeling this? Like, way. I mean, and it would be a delay. It would be a couple of seconds. And it's just like
Shockwave.
you would feel like, okay, it just increased 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. Can you imagine
insane,
being on that stage?
On that stage, yeah.
That'd be crazy, man. We'll
Well,
get
dude,
there.
this is great.
Jason, it was a pleasure.
Thanks for coming out, and we've this is a long time coming. It's been years, man, right? How long?
We've been
do you
friends
think?
for
Well, yeah, but since in
years.
person, what, 4 years now, maybe 3?
maybe. Yeah.
No, wait a minute. No, it was Harley Davidson in Raleigh.
that was the last time we kicked
you were
it.
monitor mixing, I think.
Yeah, with Dave
With
Jennings.
Dave, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was badass. And you
That
were
was
like,
a great sound that
you were
night,
like,
man.
cut the music. I gotta give a shout out to this team right here. And I was like, at first I was like, did we do something wrong?
I pulled again, it was like an Axl Rose
It was a
moment.
total
It was just like
Axl
total like
moment.
Axl, like, stop.
That's-
Everybody stop.
Oh, it was cool. The whole crowd
Well, no,
was
because
like,
I think what was it? It was like a Hendrix. We were doing something, and you guys threw in the delay.
yeah,
like
that tap
the
delay.
record, like literally like the record. And I
Yeah,
was like,
man.
stop. Nobody's ever done this. This is incredible. This is like the best live sound I've
dude.
ever had.
It's that tap delay. Goes a long way.
Yeah. Tap delay goes a long way, man. Yeah, man. It's like a jacket or something. It's like an AR thing, like tap delay. There's a lot of things you can do with tap delay. There's like so many
Yeah.
sexual innuendos with that.
We've talked weed. We've talked women. We've talked tap delay.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Oh, social media, we'll put it in the description box and all that. But if you have any last words, promotional material, marketing, anything to look out for,
Just follow me on the gram. Come to a show.
hit this boy up on the gram,
Hit me
baby.
up on the gram. Check out. We're gonna do something cool production wise for you guys.
Absolutely. We're gonna
It's in
figure
the
something out.
works.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out. And look forward to coming back. Hopefully it's
Yeah,
fun,
man.
man. It's really fun.
We'll see you later.
Rock on.
Peace.